You will be shocked to know the identity of Dylan's parents, and the revelation has sent shockwaves through the walls of Forrester Creations and beyond, leaving fans and characters alike reeling in disbelief as secrets long buried in the shadows of Los Angeles's most glamorous yet treacherous circles finally claw their way to the surface. Beginning with Dylan, whose life has always seemed enmeshed in mystery and uncertainty. A young man whose charm, ambition, and occasional recklessness have always hinted at a story deeper than anyone could imagine, and as the latest episode unfolds, we see Dylan wrestling not just with his own identity, but with the emotional fallout of the revelation that his very conception was steeped in the intrigue and betrayal that have defined so many lives in the Forrester, Spencer, and Logan dynasties, a lineage of beauty, power, and heartbreak where nothing is ever as simple as it seems, and the ripple effects are immediate, starting with Dylan himself, who, upon discovering that the people he has always thought of as his parents may not be his biological guardians, experiences a storm of emotions ranging from shock and disbelief to a deep-seated sense of betrayal, as he confronts the people he trusted most, asking questions that have been burning in the corners of his mind for years, questions that go beyond the surface-level dramas of business rivalries, romantic entanglements, and family feuds, questions that cut straight to the heart of identity, belonging, and the complicated web of love and loyalty that defines the social fabric of this glamorous yet often ruthless community. And as Dylan digs deeper, he uncovers layers of secrecy that not only involve his own existence, but also connect him to long-standing conflicts and hidden romances that have shaped the lives of Ridge, Brooke, Steffi, Liam, Hope, and beyond. And the intricate way in which these connections unfold is nothing short of cinematic, with each new revelation, pushing Dylan further down a path of self-discovery that is fraught with emotional landmines, as he comes to realize that the people he believed to be his parents may have shielded him from truths meant to protect or manipulate him. Truths that, now revealed, threaten to redefine his relationships with the most influential figures in his life, including his romantic interests, who themselves are entangled in dramas of passion, jealousy, and legacy. And the ripple effect of this revelation is felt not just in the private spaces of family homes, but across the glittering boardrooms and fashion runways where power plays and ambition collide. As the revelation forces every character who has ever interacted with Dylan to reconsider their assumptions, their alliances, and even their past actions, questioning whether loyalty was ever genuine or simply a facade masking motives rooted in long-standing vendettas, inheritances, and personal gain. And as Dylan confronts each of these characters, he discovers that the identity of his parents is more complicated than a single name, more entwined with the history of the Forrester and Spencer families than he could have imagined, and fans watch with bated breath as the story takes twists that no one saw coming, including the revelation that his biological father is a figure whose legacy looms large over the Forrester empire, someone whose decisions have shaped the destinies of many, a man whose presence, though often hidden, has influenced Dylan's life in ways subtle and profound, and the revelation of his mother's identity adds an equally shocking layer, connecting Dylan to past romances, betrayals, and sacrifices that underscore the show's signature themes of love, revenge, and ambition, and the emotional complexity of these revelations is heightened as Dylan navigates his own feelings of abandonment, confusion, and emerging clarity, realizing that the people who raised him did so out of love, but also out of necessity, protecting him from truths that, if revealed earlier, might have caused irreparable harm, and yet the question remains whether knowing the truth now will heal old wounds or deepen them. As Dylan's journey becomes a crucible in which his character is tested, his loyalties questioned, and his understanding of family, identity, and self-worth redefined. And the show cleverly intertwines these personal dramas with the broader business intrigues that have always been central to the bold and the beautiful, as decisions made in boardrooms, fashion houses, and corporate offices now intersect with the intimate revelations of Dylan's personal history, creating a tapestry of tension and suspense that captivates viewers episode after episode. And as Dylan processes the truth of his parentage, he is forced to confront the motivations of those around him, including best friends, lovers, and rivals, all of whom react to his discovery in ways that reveal their own characters, ambitions, and insecurities. And in this way, The revelation acts as both a mirror and a catalyst, reflecting the intricate dynamics of human relationships while simultaneously propelling the narrative into uncharted territory. And viewers are treated to a cascade of reactions, from tears of joy and sorrow to moments of anger and confrontation. As the characters come to terms with how this shocking news reshapes the landscape of trust and power, and as Dylan seeks to reconcile the love he has known with the truth he has uncovered, he begins to explore the possibility that his identity is not merely a product of his biological parents, but also a reflection of the bonds he has formed, the experiences he has lived, and the choices he has made. And in doing so, he embodies a theme central to the show. That family is not always defined by blood, but by the connections we cultivate, the loyalty we show, and the love we nurture. And yet, even as this realization dawns, the external pressures of business rivalries, romantic entanglements, and inherited grudges continue to press upon him, threatening to complicate his journey and test his resilience. And the story masterfully intertwines moments of intense personal introspection with high-stakes drama, as Dylan confronts not only the people who have shaped his past, but also the version of himself that is emerging from these revelations, grappling with questions of forgiveness, responsibility, and self-definition. And through these struggles, viewers witness a profound evolution. As a character once defined by uncertainty and external expectations begins to assert his own identity, making choices informed by a deeper understanding of who he is and what he values. And the impact of this revelation is not confined to Dylan alone, as the surrounding characters are forced to reevaluate their perceptions and interactions, leading to alliances forged in newfound respect, tensions heightened by feelings of betrayal, and emotional reconciliations that provide catharsis while laying the groundwork for future conflicts. And the narrative, true to the bold and the beautiful style, balances these intimate character arcs with the glamour, intrigue, and spectacle of the Forrester fashion empire, ensuring that every emotional beat is underscored by the high stakes of ambition, legacy, and power. And as the layers of Dylan's parentage are peeled back, the audience is invited to witness not only the revelation itself, but also the ripple effects that extend across multiple storylines, impacting romantic entanglements, business decisions, and long-standing family dynamics, revealing hidden motivations, rekindling old rivalries, and sparking new tensions. And in doing so, the show maintains its signature blend of suspense, drama, and emotional intensity, culminating in a revelation that is as shocking as it is transformative, leaving viewers eager to see how Dylan will navigate his redefined identity, what choices he will make, and how his relationships, both old and new, will evolve in response to this seismic shift. And ultimately, the shocking truth of Dylan's parentage serves as a catalyst for growth, confrontation, and reconciliation, reminding both characters and viewers that the past is never truly buried, that secrets have a way of surfacing, and that the journey towards self-understanding is both challenging and profoundly rewarding. And as the narrative unfolds, it becomes clear that Dylan's story is not merely about discovering who his parents are, but about understanding the complex interplay of love, loyalty, betrayal, and ambition that defines the world he inhabits. And the revelation, shocking as it is, becomes a turning point, offering the possibility of healing fractured relationships, redefining alliances, and forging a new path forward, one in which Dylan, armed with the truth and his own resilience, begins to carve out an identity that is uniquely his own, navigating the intricate web of family, romance, and power that makes the bold and the beautiful the enduring. Captivating drama that fans have cherished for decades, and the journey is far from over, as every episode now carries the weight of this revelation, setting the stage for future twists, conflicts, and emotional highs and lows, all anchored by the central question of identity, belonging, and the sometimes painful, sometimes liberating power of truth, leaving viewers both shocked and deeply invested, eagerly awaiting the next turn in Dylan's extraordinary journey and the unfolding saga of secrets, love, and intrigue that define Los Angeles' most glamorous yet perilous social landscape. As the revelation of Dylan's true parentage continues to reverberate through every corner of Los Angeles, it becomes increasingly clear that nothing in his life, or in the lives of those he loves, is untouched by the truth. and the emotional weight of this knowledge presses down on him as he attempts to reconcile the identity he has always known with the one now being thrust upon him. A process that is as disorienting as it is transformative, forcing him to question every relationship, every moment of trust, and every assumption about who he is and where he comes from, and the ripple effects extend far beyond Dylan himself, touching the lives of those who have played central roles in his upbringing, from the parental figures who raised him with love, to the mentors and friends who guided him through the turbulence of adolescence. And the shock is compounded by the realization that the motives behind the shielding of this secret were complex, tangled in layers of protection, manipulation, and genuine care. And Dylan's confrontation with these truths becomes a crucible, testing his capacity for forgiveness and understanding even as he struggles with anger and betrayal. And the more he uncovers, the more intricate the web becomes, connecting him to long-standing Forrester and Spencer family rivalries, business feuds, and romantic entanglements that have defined the city's elite for decades, revealing that the story of his parentage is inseparable from the drama that has shaped the lives of Ridge, Brooke, Steffi, Hope, Liam, and others, and the revelation sparks a cascade of confrontations, beginning with Ridge, whose complicated feelings toward Dylan are magnified by his own tangled history with love, ambition, and family loyalty, and Ridge's struggle to reconcile admiration, resentment, and protective instincts toward Dylan highlights the recurring theme of generational conflict, where the sins and choices of the past reverberate through the present, forcing characters to face consequences they might have thought long buried. And as Ridge grapples with these emotions, Brooke's reaction is equally intense, torn between the maternal instincts that compel her to protect Dylan and the shock of realizing just how intricate and intertwined his biological connections are with the larger family tapestry. And Brooke, whose own life has been shaped by secrets, betrayal, and the constant balancing act between heart and strategy, finds herself reflecting on the choices she has made over decades, realizing that her influence on Dylan, while genuine, was built atop a foundation of partial truths, and this awareness adds another layer of complexity to her character, as she must navigate the delicate balance between honesty, protection, and emotional consequence. And as Dylan continues his journey, Steffi, whose own life has been marked by revelations and family secrets, becomes both a confidant and a mirror, offering insights that force Dylan to confront his emotions more deeply, while also struggling with her own reactions to the truth, as it reshapes her understanding of the family she thought she knew. And their conversations, charged with emotion, oscillate between moments of clarity and tension, reflecting the intricate interplay of love, loyalty, and betrayal that is central to the show's enduring drama. And as the story unfolds, Liam and Hope, whose romantic entanglements with the central families are legendary, find themselves drawn into the fallout, their reactions a mix of empathy, strategic concern, and personal reflection, as they navigate the sudden realignment of relationships and loyalties. And each character's response serves not only to illuminate their individual personalities, but also to propel the narrative into new territory, revealing unexpected alliances, unspoken resentments, and potential pathways toward reconciliation. And the intensity of these interactions is amplified by the looming presence of business intrigue, as the Forrester Creations empire, already rife with power struggles and corporate maneuvering, now becomes a backdrop against which personal dramas play out, with each revelation of Dylan's parentage influencing negotiations, partnerships, and rivalries. As characters recalibrate their strategies in light of this new information, and the audience witnesses the masterful way in which personal and professional stakes intersect, as every secret, every revelation, and every choice has consequences that ripple across both spheres, heightening suspense and emotional investment. And as Dylan seeks to integrate this new understanding of his identity, he is forced to confront not only external reactions, but also his own internalized narratives, questioning who he is beyond the shadow of his parents, the expectations of family, and the legacy of those who came before him. And this introspection, at once painful and illuminating, underscores a central theme of the series: the pursuit of self-definition amidst a landscape of inherited influence, societal expectation, and the unpredictable nature of human emotion. And as he navigates these complexities, Dylan begins to explore what it truly means to belong, realizing that family is both biological and chosen, and that love, loyalty, and shared experience can form bonds as strong, if not stronger, than those dictated by blood. And this revelation, while personally empowering, does not diminish the challenges he faces as unresolved tensions, hidden agendas, and lingering doubts continue to test his resolve, and the narrative cleverly weaves these internal struggles with external conflicts, ensuring that every character interaction, every whispered conversation, and every tense confrontation contributes to a growing tapestry of drama, suspense, and emotional resonance. And as Dylan moves forward, he finds that reconciliation is not a linear process, but one fraught with setbacks, misunderstandings, and moments of intense vulnerability, where trust must be rebuilt and relationships renegotiated, and these interactions, charged with high emotion, allow viewers to witness the profound depth of character development that defines the bold and the beautiful as individuals, are forced to confront their own motivations, prejudices, and desires in light of the truths revealed. And the revelation of Dylan's parentage acts as both a catalyst and a mirror, reflecting the unresolved conflicts, suppressed emotions, and unspoken truths that have long simmered beneath the surface, and as characters like Eric, who carries the weight of decades of influence, ambition, and personal sacrifice, respond to Dylan's situation, viewers gain insight into the intergenerational dynamics that shape the Forrester and Spencer legacies, highlighting the delicate interplay between authority, mentorship, and the sometimes painful process of letting go. And as these layers unfold, the audience witnesses a nuanced exploration of identity, power, and the enduring human quest for understanding, as Dylan confronts the duality of his existence, both the family he knew and the lineage he has just discovered, and must make choices that honor both, even as the world around him continues to shift and challenge his sense of self, and the tension is further heightened by the presence of romantic entanglements that intersect with these familial revelations, as partners and love interests grapple with their own positions in a landscape suddenly reframed by truth. And as Dylan navigates these relationships, he encounters both support and resistance, each interaction serving as a test of character, loyalty, and the capacity for empathy and the intricate storytelling ensures that every scene, from emotionally charged confrontations in intimate spaces to strategic discussions in the corporate sphere, contributes to an overarching narrative that is as thrilling as it is emotionally resonant. And as the shockwaves of his parentage revelation continue to spread, Dylan finds himself at the center of a whirlwind, a maelstrom of emotions, power struggles, and moral dilemmas, where the decisions he makes have consequences not only for himself, but also for the larger web of characters whose lives are inextricably linked to his own. And this interconnectedness, a hallmark of the bold and the beautiful, ensures that every action reverberates across multiple storylines, creating a sense of inevitability and suspense, as the audience anticipates the unfolding consequences of each choice. And in this crucible of emotion, identity, and legacy, Dylan begins to carve out a new path, one that acknowledges the complexity of his origins while asserting his agency. And as he does so, he becomes a focal point for reflection, confrontation, and growth among the other characters, challenging them to reconsider their assumptions, confront past mistakes, and embrace opportunities for redemption. And the story masterfully balances the personal and the political, the intimate and the public, ensuring that the revelation of Dylan's parentage is not simply a plot twist, but a transformative event that reshapes the emotional and narrative landscape of the show. And through it all, the audience is invited to experience the full range of human emotion: shock, grief, anger, love, forgiveness, and hope, as Dylan and those around him navigate the consequences of truth. And the writers skillfully use this central revelation to explore enduring themes of identity, family, loyalty, and resilience, showing that even in a world of glamour, ambition, and sometimes ruthless competition, the fundamental human quest for understanding, connection, and self-definition remains at the heart of the drama. And as the episodes continue to unfold, viewers remain riveted, invested not just in the shocking facts of Dylan's parentage, but in the rich, emotionally textured responses of the characters, The shifting alliances, the moments of reconciliation and conflict, and the evolving understanding of what it truly means to belong, to forgive, and to grow. And ultimately, the revelation serves as a reminder that in the bold and the beautiful, no secret remains buried forever. No relationship is static, and no character is immune to the transformative power of truth. As Dylan's journey exemplifies the complex, layered, and utterly compelling storytelling that has captivated audiences for decades, and with every passing episode, the shock of Dylan's parentage continues to resonate, setting the stage for new twists, emotional reckonings, and the ever-unfolding drama that makes the show an enduring masterpiece of serialized storytelling, ensuring that both characters and viewers are forever changed, awakened to the profound realities of identity, legacy, and the intricate tapestry of human connection that defines the world of the bold and the beautiful.